Hey, Paul. Good kill. Hey, everyone. I'm live. Hurrah. Do you like my hat? We're thinking about merch for Drinks with Kate. And Peter found this lovely corduroy bucket hat, which does all sorts of fun things. It comes in just one size, and I've got quite a big head. So anyway, the idea is to get a duck embroidered on it somewhere here. So you can vote on that later. I'm hoping to get some sort of, oh crap, hang on, some sort of hat. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, okay. That was really bad. It's all backwards. I can't do it. I can't cope. I'm hoping to get some sort of a hat in time for the trip to Adelaide in May. You don't have to come on the trip to Adelaide in May to get a hat. Peter and I were talking about, oh, did I say terry toweling, Pete? I meant corduroy. We were, because I was talking about terry toweling originally, but Pete's found these corduroy hats. Yeah, David, it does say, it just says one size fits all. So there's a challenge for you. I've got a big head and it's a little bit big for me. So it'll probably fit you, David. It probably just won't fit half the other people in the world who have smaller heads than us. Anyway, this one's sort of a brownie colour. Oh, Pete's looking into terry toweling ones as well. If we prefer, I originally wanted terry toweling. He's looking at a couple of different brands. So if a bucket hat of some sort, corduroy, terry toweling, and the terry toweling ones I think that Pete's looking at come in medium, large and extra large, and other colours. So I just thought that would be quite fun and easier to deal with than a T-shirt or a hoodie or a whatever. Don't worry, Loans, if you're there, we are going to do it. We are going to do a hoodie. Sorry, my hair's irritating me now. I've given up. Right, excellent. Okay, and now I have to actually interact with, there's Polly. Hi, Paul. There we go. Hello, Peter and Karen. Hello, Shell. David and Fiona, hello. I think you got in first. Hello, Alison, Jeff and Sue, hello. Jackie and all the littles, hello. Hello, Emily and Kevin, welcome back. We've missed you. Yes, Peter and Karen, corduroy is in, and I do like it a lot. But yes, thank you, thank you, David. You're undefeated. Well, we might possibly give that a go. Yes, sorry, Kay, a little bit late starting tonight. Oh no, I did all right. I reckon might have been. You might be a little bit late starting tonight. How are you? Lovely to see you. Karen, in that colour, I do too. It's kind of that nice sort of brown, but if you put it with khaki, it looks a little bit khaki. It changes colour in the light a little bit. You meant. I realised that eventually, Kay. My brain is pinging all over the place at the moment. So much excitement. Cannot believe it. Excellent. All right. We've had a discussion about the hat, and I think I've responded to everybody's responses. So that's exciting. As some of you know, I have sent out a little email about Adelaide trip. If you didn't get an email from me in the last 24 or so hours, maybe, and you are really keen to come on the Adelaide trip, send me an email, kate@moorooducestate.com.au, and I'll send you the details, and then you can make a considered decision. The bus is almost booked out. Emily, new website looks fabulous, but you couldn't log in. No, so that's my next bit of news for you. The new website's up, but until it went live, it's been on a sort of a building site for the last few months, and until it went live, Peter couldn't set up the wine club members in the new website. So it went live this afternoon. He is cooking tomorrow for the Sunday event that some of you are coming to. Oh my God, Jill's made me the most magnificent looking platter of food. No, you got to get in there, Jill. Thank you. Look at
There
that.
we are.
Look at that. There's the
There we are.
focaccia with the tomatoes. The red ones are from Jeff and Sue's. The yellow ones are from my tomatoes. And then cucumber with sour cream and herbs
No, creme fraiche.
and some fish, smoked fish and a tomato. Thanks, Jill.
I would like them to know that that's New Zealand king salmon.
New Zealand
because I don't
king salmon.
approve of Tasmanian
Because
salmon.
Jill doesn't approve of Tasmanian salmon.
So there we are, Kate. Go for it.
Mm. Thank you, Jill. You could have some too. Stop it. It's very tricky, these cameras. Yes, so anyone who is a member of the wine club, just give us a couple of weeks, and Pete has to input you all manually, and you'll get an email from the new website saying please reset your password, and that will be the signal that you're in the new system and everything's good to go. The old website is still working in the background, so if you have a subscription that's due to renew sometime in the next week or two, don't worry, that will happen anyway. Pete. So Pete said that he might come in early to send out some Drinks with Kate Wine Club emails. It was we weren't sure whether it was going to happen today or not, and it all sort of happened all of a sudden. We've been waiting and not believing that it was going to happen, but now it has. If you haven't had a look at the website yet, don't look now because we're doing Drinks with Kate, but have a look when you've got some time. It does look lovely. We're very pleased with it, but you guys are the first people that we're telling that it's up, and we'd love you to have a look and have a play around. Obviously, until we've got you into the wine club, you can't log in, but have a look at it. And if there's anything that you see that looks glitchy or weird or wrong, just send me an email. Let us know. That'd be amazing. And yeah, we'll be sending you. You'll get a little email from the new website saying please reset your password. Anyone who's a subscribed wine club member. If you're not a subscribed wine club member yet, and you'd like to be, and you'd like to subscribe with your Drinks with Kate box, then you can jump on the club page and subscribe to Drinks with Kate, and it will renew every 2 months. So it means that you don't have to remember to reorder it every time. You will get an email 2 or 3 weeks before it's due to renew saying, do you still want it? And you can go into your club membership anytime you like and pause delivery. So basically we would like you to commit to 2 boxes a year to be part of the wine club. So you can pause your subscription 4 times as a Drinks with Kate subscriber with 6 boxes. I hope that all makes sense. If it doesn't, give me or Leonie a call and we can go through it on the phone. It should all be very simple and straightforward. And we think that the system's going to work really well. So, yay. Cotty and John are having trouble with the emails. Oh, no. If it might be a problem at your end, send me a text message, Cotty. Is it about if it's about the Adelaide trip, let me know. Craig got your email all sorted. So Craig was my test crash dummy. Not a dummy at all. Craig was my trial wine club member, and it sounds like it's all working. So that's very good. Thank you very much, Craig. Remember to say what device and which browser you're using. Alison, it should work on every device and every browser. We're using Commerce 7 as our back of house. I'm not sure if I'm responding to your comment correctly, but Pete might be able to enliven all of that. It does look better on a computer or a... Oh, yes, if people find a glitch, tell us. Yes, thank you, Alison. Yeah, if you find a glitch, tell us if it's on your phone or on a browser or whatever. Craig, if I change the frequency to 1 box a week, does that mean Drinks with Kate has to go on every night? No, it just means you'll have lots of lovely wine to drink, even without me. Well done. my test pilot. Thank you, Karen. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know where the other one came from. Can't imagine. It's my melted brain. So yes, Alison was saying, if you find any problems, let us know if you're looking at it on a phone or a different browser or whatever. Everything should work. We've noticed that Firefox was cacheing some of the old bits, but it seems to have been fixed now. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. That's enough of that. Thank you, Shell. Jill is very silly. I'm missing Loans has got New Zealand salmon, but late home. We'll cook with your headphones on. Excellent. Sue and Daryl have arrived. Well done. Sue was here 30 seconds ago, so that was a record trip home. Well done. 2 boxes a year, good till 2035, David. Is there a bug bounty? Shell, anyone who finds me a bug will get a lovely bottle of wine. How's that? It's a good idea. Yeah. I hadn't even thought of that. There's so many things I haven't thought of, but sure. We'll send, if you find a bug, I'll send you a bottle of wine. How's that for a plan? All right. Enough of all of that. We can come back to that later. Let's have some Pinot Gris on skins 2024. I've tried to match my lipstick to my wine, which I think has been relatively successful, and my salmon as well. So as I've told you before, I think this wine is fantastic with things of the same colour. Thank you, Peter. Yes, sorry, Peter. Thank you for reminding me. As I say, there's so much going on. It's very exciting. I would like to shout out to Joel Priestland, who designed the website, and Simon, who did the clever computery putting it together and making it look the way it's supposed to look as a website. Thank you so much, Simon and Joel. Amazing work. Thank you for putting up with us and all of our, could we just change this and could we put that back there and blah, blah, blah. We've been slightly annoying, I'm sure, but it looks amazing, and I'm sure there'll be reasons to keep working on it. There'll be things that we'll find that we need or that we don't need or whatever, but yes, awesome job, you guys. Thank you. The dressing on the caprese salad is delicious. Excellent, Fiona. I thought it looked rather lovely. I, of course, did not have time to make it for myself, but I will one of these days soon. But I did have time to make a focaccia overnight and this morning. So that's why I have focaccia with homegrown tomatoes. And Jill has provided me with a feast, so I'm rather spoilt. The wine is fab, by the way. Oh, thanks, Kay. Great with tomato pasta. Excellent. Linda's having New Zealand salmon with caprese salad. Craig, the nose is dream clients. Yeah, absolutely, Pete. Oh, Linda's having raspberry balsamic on your salad. Good. You don't want to overdo the balsamic, but just a little bit will bring out the savouriness and the perfume of the wine. All right, let me get my nose into this wine. Craig is saying it's big and screaming out of the glass. It's beautiful colour again, isn't it? It's a little bit deeper in colour than the 2023. Pleasure, Sue and Jeff. Sue was asking me this morning if this was as good as the 2023, and I think it's different. I think it's as good. It might be better. It's very young still. We only bottled it a couple of months ago, but I really wanted to get it out there. It's on the shop of the new website already, and it'll be on in cellar door in a week's time. Leonie's got a tiny bit of the 2023 still. If you are keen to get some and you haven't picked it up yet, then yeah, mine looks it's ambery pink. It looks pinker because of my black t-shirt is reflecting the amber. Craig saying best ever. I agree. I think it needs a little bit more time in the bottle to get to its full strength, full potential, but I think already it's delicious. Lots of strawberry fruit there, quite a lot of It's almost like strawberries with balsamic vinegar drizzled over the top, because there's that kind of slightly savoury character. There's a fruitiness, but it's fruit plus savoury aromas, which I think is really lovely. So strawberries, bit of balsamic vinegar. There's some herbal notes. There's rose petals. But the strawberry's coming up really strongly for me at the moment as I've just poured it. And Alison, mine looks more amber in the bottle, but on the screen it looks pink. So I think it's, it's the light and the magic of technology. It's got less of that rhubarb character that some of the previous wines have had. It's still got a little bit of that sort of umeboshi, Japanese salted plum kind of aromatic to it. It's quite mouth-watering in the smell. Looks lovely in a Pinot glass too. I think it really does like being in a big glass like this, particularly as a young wine. And delicious on the palate. The tannins are very firm. Strawberries and cream with the milky burrata. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Shell. Yeah, it looks amber as I'm looking at it, not on the screen, but when I pick it up and put it on the screen, it looks pink. It's just obviously the filter on my computer, or the light in this room, how it's reflecting. But yeah, I agree. It's sort of an ambery orangey, but it's deeper than the previous one. So yeah, it's kind of the same color as the salmon, but a little bit darker. Strawberries and cream with the milky burrata. Okay, I'm going to have some with my tomato-y focaccia first. I'm just going to rip a bit off with some tomato and some focaccia. Big piece of focaccia, sorry. Salty. The saltiness of the focaccia and the breadiness and the sweetness of the tomato, but the umami of the tomato work really, really well with the wine. Basil's a bold flavour, works well with the wine, absolutely. And the garlic. So this is a wine that copes really well with strong flavours, which is why when Mum said salmon, I was like, oh yeah, Jack's having the tomato, garlic and basil bruschetta there. Yeah, beautiful. Yum. I think that little bit of garlic and the little bit of basil will bring out the more of the herbal notes in the wine rather than the strawberries and cream. The bread and the salty tomatoes sort of make it seem a bit fruitier and juicier, which is really rather nice. Richard, did you have something to say? Sorry. Jill and Richard forgot that we. No, I know. Hello, Nareem. How you going? You got some wine? Yes, we're all getting very relaxed about drinks with Kate now, aren't we? We're getting better at it, but I'm still easily distracted by noises in the off camera. So good with the bread. I'm going to taste it now so this is a much more complex little mouthful to match to a wine. We've got cucumber, which can be kind of watery and floral and salty. We've got the creme fraiche with the herbs. We've got the salmon and we've got the tomato. So I'm going to have to put it all in my mouth at once. So again, it'll be very exciting to watch me eat. Cotty wants to know if this one would work well with pesto. Yes, Cotty, with always the consideration that your pine nuts in your pesto might clash with the wine if they're the wrong kind of pine nuts, as we've discussed before. So as long as they're European pine nuts, or if you're not sure and you want to be careful, you can make pesto with other nuts, but I think it's kind of a little bit less authentic. But yeah, I think that pesto could work. I reckon pesto could work pretty well with this. I think tomato better with some basil. But sorry, I thought there was someone trying to get in, but I think it's just a little friend outside scratching on the wall. But yeah, it's. I mean, it is a wine that copes with a lot of different flavours, so I'd definitely give it a go with a pesto pasta. Okay, hang on a sec. That's delicious. Jill, you should get some of these for you and Richard. I don't need all of them. No. Yum. Wow, that's fascinating. The curd or creme fraiche and herbs bring out the strawberries and cream, like your burrata is, Shell. The tomato does that tomatoey thing with it. The smoky, fishy sweetness of the salmon really makes it more savoury and more delicious. That's a fabulous wine and food match. I'm always a bit anxious with salmon because the salmon or the fish oil can get on your lips, and then it gets on your glass, and then it gets in the wine, and then the wine just smells of fish, which is, I love fish, but I want my wine to smell like wine and my fish to smell like fish. So that's always a bit of a challenge. But with something like this, Jill's just put a little bit of fish on the top, and you can actually kind of shove the whole thing in your mouth at once and not let the fish touch your lips, and then it's all fine. Alison wants to know how Reg is. So Reg is getting pretty old. He's hiding from the public and from us more these days. He's enjoying having Jill and Richard downstairs because he's going and hanging out downstairs with them, which is a bit less safe for him than going up on his wall or up on the barbecue or whatever. And we think he's having trouble getting up on the wall, which is one of the reasons that he's hanging around down on the ground. He's got a bit of a limp, which is, I think, an old war wound from when Frodo decided to take a bite out of his drumstick. But all those things considered, how would you say Reg is going, Jill? She thinks he's going very well. Happy for an old man. He's eating his food most of the time. Jill's got some maloxidil that the vet has said that she can give him to help with the aches and pains of old age. So he's hobbling around a bit, but he's doing all right. You're less likely to see him when you visit Celador because he's hiding in the nook. And I would have thought that he would be really happy in that hot weather that we've had over the last couple of weeks, but I think even he is finding it too hot. So he doesn't like the cold, but we've all been struggling a bit. The poor winery staff, because I've been in and out of the winery, but more out of the winery than in so far this week. But I'm back processing grapes tomorrow. I don't know if Jess is there. Jess, are you there tonight? Hi, if you are. She might still be out in the winery. I'm not even sure. Probably not. But yes, vintage is still cracking on, and everyone is just looking a little bit droopy and a little bit ragged around the edges, right, Dad? It's been hard work this week. What grapes are on the menu tomorrow, Craig? Well, we are de-stemming possibly the last Pinot that comes in. Yep. So we've got 2 Pinot Noirs from up the hill, people that we make contract wine for. Very small batches, and they're 2 of the cooler vineyards up the hill, so they always come in last, which is very exciting. Does Jess even go home at night? Not sure, Loans. I think she's got a little corner in the winery with a couple of doonas and a pillow that she just curls up in. Yeah, so the Osborne Shiraz is in, so that's the one that we've made the Magic Shiraz from Magic Stalk Shiraz from in the past. And I think we're planning to make it the same way again this year, possibly. But we're working on the name and the packaging for that wine, as mentioned earlier. The McIntyre Shiraz is still on the vines, and anyone who's coming for our vintage lunch on Sunday will probably get to taste some fruit from that Shiraz, and come and have a little look at what's going out there. It's pretty dry and it's looking pretty tired out in the vineyard. So, but if you are coming on Sunday, as I said in the email, wear sensible shoes so that we can put you through a foot dip and take you for a little walk in the vineyard, because I think that'll be really nice. If it's not raining, there is some suggestion it might be there might be some torrential rain happening on Sunday. So if it's raining, we're not going out into the vineyard. We'll bring the vineyard to you. Yeah, possibly shares a roost with Reg, Fiona. Yeah, absolutely. No, Jess has been an absolute treasure. I do think she does go home because she has a partner and a dog who need her from time to time, but she's been here a lot over the last few weeks, and I'm sure she's looking forward to a day off. Not yet, though. How's the wine opening up in the glass? Oh, I'm a bit snuffly, sorry. Now I can just smell smoky fish in my retronasal cavity. It's not on the glass, but it's just in the back of my throat. It's pretty yummy. And the wine, the strawberries have sort of settled down, and there's more of that kind of umami, savoury, hard to describe, winey kind of smell to it. Is the alcohol higher than usual? Kay wants to know. Notice legs on the glass. It's not. It's usually between 13.5 and 14%, and this is labelled at 13.5, so it won't be more than 14, if that helps. So with alcohol labelling, in Australia, did we go through this last week? I'm having a really weird feeling of deja vu, so please tell me if we did and I'll stop. But in Australia, with alcohol labelling, we are allowed to label within 1.5% of the alcohol if we're just selling the wine in Australia. I must have said it to somebody else, Fiona. I think I've just started teaching WSET again on Tuesdays, so that's probably when I was talking about that. Yes, Craig, a little bit of blood orange, absolutely. I reckon the citrusy notes are coming up now. If you export wine to the rest of the world, most of the rest of the world requires a 0.5 accuracy to alcohol. The UK, since they left the EU, have taken it out to 0.8%, but a lot of people either send their wine to Europe and have it warehoused there and then sent to England as required, as well as having the option of sending it around the rest of Europe. And so most people who export their wine, and most people who want to kind of give you a fair idea of where the alcohol is on the wine, will stick within the 0.5% of alcohol. And the reason that we have that leeway is that every time you test it, even in a really sophisticated laboratory, you could get a slightly different answer. So by labelling at 13.5, it gives us the leeway that it's somewhere between 13 and 14. And if you get it tested, then the alcohol level test should come back somewhere between 13% and 14%. I hope that all makes sense. Everyone's agreeing with Craig now about the orange rind, the blood orange. I think it's definitely, so I often see orange rind and blood orange in particular in some of our Pinot Noirs, and remembering that this is made in exactly the same way as we make Pinot Noir, and the skin, the aromas and flavours that come from the skins in Pinot Gris, the skins look quite similar to Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir skins are quite dark purple or black, as the French would say. Pinot Noir translates as black Pinot. Pinot Gris doesn't look grey, but the French use the word grey to describe something that's somewhere between black and white. And the Pinot Gris on skins has this beautiful musky, pink, coppery kind of colour. And as they ferment and as the colour comes out of the skins become more and more coppery, less and less pink. And when we throw the skins out, they're sort of a pale brown, coppery colour, which is amazing to see how much colour gets kind of leached out of those skins during the 3 weeks that they're on skins during the fermentation. Icing sugar, says Alison. Oh, interesting. Is the legs on the wine a myth on alcohol? I've heard that, although my WSET were not making a call. No, I think alcohol can make a wine more viscous. So the viscosity is what makes the legs happen on the outside of the glass, on the inside of the glass. Outside of the glass, if you've spilt it, then you're in trouble, and you're more worried about where the wine's gone rather than the legs dripping back down into the glass. But there's also in wine we have glycerols, which also make the wine more sticky, thicker. And the glycerols don't just come from alcohol; they can come from the skins, from the pulp, depending on the way the wine's made. It's quite complex, Craig, and I don't think many people fully understand why some wines have more legs and less legs. Port has fabulous legs because of all the sugar in it, which makes it stickier, as well as the higher alcohol. So with port and sweet wines, the combination of high alcohol and sugar will make it really sticky. But if you think about, if you put vodka in a glass and swirl it around, or gin in a glass and swirl it around, it doesn't do that kind of drippy leg thing that you see in a sweet fortified wine, because they don't have the sugar in them. So it's not just alcohol, although alcohol is one of the things that contributes to viscosity in wine. Sugar does, glycerols do, probably other things that I can't even think of at the moment. But yeah, let's just say it's complicated. Usually a wine that has intensity and depth and texture will have better legs than a wine that is less intense, less textural, and less complex. So I think that's one of the reasons that people will sort of go, oh, nice legs, because that's going to make it a better wine. Higher alcohol doesn't necessarily make a wine better, but all of the other things in conjunction with it can. What else do we have to say today? It's getting more and more savoury, which is nice. What else do I have to say? I had so much to tell you, and I told it all to you in the first 5 minutes. So if you haven't had a look at the new website yet, this is the sort of look that we're going for these days. This is the club. So you know how good we are at giving things names here at Moorooduc. We didn't give up, but we decided to keep the club really simple. So we thought about the dark club. We thought about the battling, which is it's a word for a group of ducks, a battling of ducks. We thought about, what else did we, all sorts of really corny names for it. And we decided, do you know what? Why don't we just call it the club? Join the club. Join the club at Moorooduc Estate. Pretty good. Collective noun. Thank you, Peter. I told you my brain's not working today. So hopefully people like this and don't think we've just copped out, because we thought really hard about that and we like this as a name for the club. Join the club. Ooh, the club. It does sound mysterious, doesn't it, Karen? We've got Drinks with Kate. These are my new colours. Pretty good, huh? Bit of maroon, bit of pink. The Moorooduc Wine Club. Yes, Pete, I know. But, you know, maybe the club has more than just wine. Did you even think about that? So, yep, these are my colours. So when you have a look at the website, all of the Drinks with Kate pages in maroon and pink. I think maybe Pete was thinking about maybe a maroon hat so that we could all see each other when we're in, thank you, Alison, maroon hats, so that we can all see each other when we're in South Australia together. Make it very easy to find you all. Peter and Karen, there's an old cigarette advertising join the club. I did not know that. Yeah, it's probably not. It's probably not new. I have to say I have never smoked. I smoked a cigarette once in my life, hated it, and haven't really paid much attention to cigarette advertising either. So there you go. I think that's right, Karen. Stick with the club, opening up the world of wine, tasting, traveling, matching, food, wine, T-shirts, hats, all that stuff you get access to when you're in the club. And it's exclusive. Kiss, Prince. Yeah, Kiss, keep it simple. Caps with the duck on the front centre. Would love that. Okay, Pete, there's been a vote for caps. Shell, I could see you in a bucket hat. I think you'd look cute in a bucket hat. But we might do some caps as well. I hate caps. Caps look really ugly on me. So I'll be wearing the bucket hat and you can wear the cap and then we can like cross promote. Matching pink socks, Jackie, that's nice. The club English chocolate biscuit. Yeah, sure. We are very exclusive, absolutely. Not after the conversation tonight. I know. I'm going to have another one of these salmony things. It's very elite, isn't it, Alison? It's nice. First of all, you don't talk about the client. I have an Akubra shell, which I'll probably wear in South Australia. I love an Akubra. The problem is that Akubras on their own are a couple of $200 or $300. And then we'd have to, maybe we could just get like people could bring their own Akubras and we could do like a hat band, a duck hat band to go on it, maybe. A bunch of Stelvin caps hanging from the Akubra. Fiona, you think that you're being funny. My father once made himself a hat with Stelvin caps hanging off his hat and thought he was very funny, and he'd walk around with it all clanging. It's not very nice having Stelvin caps all around your head, is it, Dad? He gave it up very quickly. It was very annoying. Peacock feathers surely out the side of the Akubra shell. Duck feathers, nice. Mild Flying School Flying Camp years ago used to be nicknamed Fright Camp. Awesome. Peter, I used to be able to crack a whip. Something that you lot don't know about me is when I was a young woman at university, I went out with a young man at university who was from a farm in Gippsland, and he not only taught me how to crack a whip and wear an Akubra, but he shore sheep on the weekends to pay for his university tutelage, and he had the softest hands in the world. There you go. That's enough you need to know about Jeff. But yes, I did used to be able to crack a whip. I think if you gave me a whip now, I might have a bit of trouble with it. But anyway, winter is coming. Loans, absolutely. Hoodies. You sure did, Peter. Poor old Leonie missed out on the hoodies. She joined us too late for any of the hoodies, and she's desperately campaigning for a new hoodie. Don't worry, there will be another hoodie. And we probably do need to start working on it now-ish because it's been hot, hot, hot. It'll be cold, cold, cold before we know it. And we'll all need a nice little hoodie. Lionel and Fiona, still one of my favourite smells in the world. Okay, that's a lunchtime activity in the Drinks with Kate tour. What, Kate? Are you trying to think up the name for the wine club? We're going to keep it at the club. We're not changing it. We're just keeping it nice and simple. If that's shopping. Oh, my God. Thank you. See, I lose the track of your guys whip cracking and buying Akubras while we're in Adelaide. Actually, if we go to one of the places that I'm planning to take you to, the winemaker is a very keen horse rider, rides stock horses, and I reckon he'd know how to crack a whip. Might have a talk to him about that. Merch chat during Drinks with Kate. The board puts in their votes. Yeah, absolutely. No, David. Pink hoodie. Yeah, Jackie, I reckon we could have a pink hoodie and a maroon hoodie for Drinks with Kate. I think definitely at lunch we can have a talk about lunch in Adelaide. Adelaide may never be the same again. I agree, Jeff. It's getting quite scary. It sounds like we've got lots of work to do while we're in Adelaide as well, talking about merch. So yes, it's all going to be fun. So just for those of you who haven't had the email about the Adelaide trip, it's starting the evening of the 22nd of May, which is a Thursday. Drinks with Kate at 6 o'clock at one of my favourite pubs, the Exeter. We will then potentially stay at the Exeter for dinner, or people can go off and do whatever they like that night. And then on the Friday morning, we'll be picked up at 8:30 by our trusty bus driver and tour guide, Kim Farley, and taken to Barossa for the day. On the Saturday, we spend the day in Adelaide. Anyone who wants to. These are all, the Adelaide day is very much, if you just want to rest and do your own thing, that's cool. But there will be a trip to the market. There will be a trip to the Botanical Gardens. Potentially we could book a table at lunch in the fancy restaurant in the Botanical Gardens, but I looked that up and that's like $500 a head. So we might want to go. I know Jill just said, geez. And I that was what I thought when I looked at it. I went, maybe not. But you know, that's an option for anyone who wants to do that. But the Australian Wine Centre is right next door to the Botanical Gardens, and they do nice food, and they've got a whole lot of wines on tasting, so that could be fun to go there. Future merch might be more restrained designer than previously, Peter's saying. Okay, nice, thank you. I don't have an outfit for a $500 lunch either, Shell. I'm not suggesting that I would go there at all. So Peter and Karen, are you saying that you prefer the Adelaide Central Market to the Vic Market? Hide your head under a large hat. Oh my goodness. Enter the new Drinks with Kate merch, Shell. Yes, Pete's going to do the wine centre is fabulous, and I know and I know the people who manage it, so they might be able to give us a little behind the scenes tour and go and visit the cellar and stuff. So that could be fun. Oh, thanks, Jill. Jill said if anyone's missing a Drinks with Kate tracksuit and wants it for the Adelaide trip, you can borrow her red one. But I think she and Dad, they're trying to get rid of them, which I'm very offended by, because they look very cute in their red Drinks with Kate tracksuits. The Adelaide market is gorgeous. Keely has plenty of outfits to go around. I mean, shorts and a t-shirt. Oh, tracksuit for the $500 lunch. Is that what you're suggesting, Jill? Got it. See, my brain's, I'm catching up. I'm getting there. Pinot Gris and Skins coloured hoodie. That'd be nice, Craig. Sadly, the Vic Market's gone down. I haven't been to the Vic Market for years, so I've heard it's a little bit broken at the moment, but hopefully they'll get around to doing the renovation and make it good again. But yes, I think we can't go to Adelaide and not go to the Adelaide Market. And I was thinking that if it's a nice day on that Saturday, we might just want to buy a whole lot of stuff at the market and have a picnic in the Botanical Gardens, but that might involve sitting on the ground. So anyway, we can work that out. Once I've got everyone booked in and sorted out, then we can work out what we do on the Saturday for meals. Sunday we go to McLaren Vale and we're having lunch at Silver Sands on Yaldinga Beach, which is amazing. Nick Stock's place. It's awesome. We're going to go to some nice wineries. And then on the Monday, we will go to Adelaide Hills. Anyone who needs to get back to work or anything boring like that, then we can get back to Adelaide in time for people to jump on the late flights back home on Monday night. But there'll be an option to stay and have dinner on the Monday night and fly back whenever you like after that. There is a glass sculpture display at the Botanical Gardens. Unfortunately, it won't be there anymore in May. It finishes in April, which is bad luck because it's a really awesome, it's an awesome sculpture display. But the gardens themselves are rather lovely anyway. So anyone who's saying yes to Adelaide who either didn't get my email yesterday or today, or who hasn't responded to that email that they got yesterday or today, please send me an email, because I get overwhelmed a little bit with remembering what you guys want when we're talking here. So if you could send me an email after Drinks with Kate to kate@moorooducestate.com.au if you want a spot on the bus. I think we've got 3 or 4 spots left on the bus as I speak. There is the option after the bus fills up to self-drive or jump in a car that someone else is self-driving, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, let me know. It's booking up really quickly, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, everyone, I'm just going to have a little taste of this wine. Come back to the wine, full circle. And did I miss anyone else's comments? Wine Centre's great. Adelaide Market. Oh, Alison, peak COVID. Well, because I drove to Adelaide twice during COVID years, and they were just very relaxed, because I think they had one lockdown that lasted for 2.5 days or something during the whole of the COVID thing. So do I have a song list for the bus? Absolutely I do, Craig, and The Wheels on the Bus will not be one of the songs on the song list for the bus. We might have to talk about people's musical taste before we allow people on the bus as well, perhaps. Or it may be that Kim, who is running the tour, driving the bus for us, might have a veto on final selections. Bus karaoke. Oh, Shell, that's very dangerous. I was involved with some bus karaoke once. Enough said. It's good fun. I think there's footage somewhere. All right, the wine has become quite savoury on the nose. It's still got a little bit of strawberry, but it's almost kind of sour strawberries with more balsamic, less sweetness. Finger bus. Oh, my God, Kay. Oh, dear. It will be a party bus. Anyway, the acid is really lovely in that wine. The tannins are nice and firm. It's a baby. It's going to do really nice things over the next 12, 24 months. It'll be really fun to watch it evolve. We'll come back and look at it again, I reckon, towards the end of the year, see how it's gone. But yeah, I think it's looking beautiful now. Very happy with that. Lovely to share it with you guys. Next week we have the David, I'm kind of a bit with you with Violent Femmes, but I'm not sure if everyone in the bus is gonna vote for Violent Femmes. Well, you can send your suggestions and I'll put together a lovely playlist. How's that for a plan? Next week, we're looking at the 2023 Chardonnay, which we haven't, I think, looked at together yet. But the bad news is the 2023 Chardonnay is essentially sold out. Loans will be able to, if she's got any stashed, then she's the woman to talk to, but she's taken it off tasting and she's taken it off. That was in the 80s, Peter, that Kim was fond of 80s rock. But, you know, he might not have changed. He's just been to Wome Adelaide, so he might have some nice world music for us to listen to. Craig wants to know. Kay is also driving, so Kay will be a separate entity. So you will also need to have a copy of the playlist. Absolutely, easy peasy. Craig always asks, what's the oldest one of these you've tasted? So we made this wine first of all in 2015, and I haven't had a 15 recently. I'm not even sure if we have it. I'm sure we've got a case of 15 somewhere. We'd have Richard said. I can't even get people's names right now. Time for me to finish. I had a bottle of the 2019 recently, Craig, and it was looking delicious. I don't know how long they live for. I'll have a look and see. We haven't been very good at holding on to enough bottles of this wine with back vintage. Hang on, let me start that sentence again. We haven't held on to enough bottles of this wine in the museum to have enough for a Drinks with Kate box. I need 3 dozen minimum, But I'll go and have a bit of a rootle around and see what we've got. And if we've got 3 dozen of any of the back vintages, we'll pop that in one of the boxes coming up in the next few months. So watch this space. When they age, they just kind of mellow out a little bit and become more vinous, less kind of top notey, less fruity, but also a bit richer and rounder. So pretty good. Craig, we're not going to be having any Tool on the bus. I'm sorry. And on that note, on that veto, I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been awesome, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you all again next week with some Chardonnay. I'll email you. If you want to come to Adelaide, email me pronto, and I'll be in touch with all the Adelaide team separately really soon. Bye. Love you lots. Take it easy. Cheers.